Okay. Hi everyone, I'm John Timmerman.
And I'm Lindsay Dillon.
And welcome to the second episode of the show that has no name yet.
This is true.
Yeah, but maybe we'll leave that up to you. We're having a nice little Sunday here, even though it's snowy, and we're taking the opportunity to update you on how our journey is going in starting our new company. As many of you know, it's called the Stronger Gene Company, and last week we talked about what we're trying to do with the company and why we started it. And this week we did a lot of work this week, and we have some updates for you. But right now we're enjoying a very lovely meal that Lindsay made. I'm slaved over for probably the past 4 hours. Why don't you tell them what you made?
So my favorite food is pizza. I love pizza. Pizza, kind of grew up on pizza. It was the thing we had for lunch every single day. So in an effort to be healthier and be very health conscious, most of the time I would say fall into the clean eating category. And I just said to John the other day that I've done really well and I haven't had pizza in quite a while. So then, of course, all week I was thinking, man, I really want pizza. And my favorite pizza is from home, but I live about an hour from there. So I found a recipe for a cauliflower crust pizza. So I found a recipe from a girl that I follow on Instagram and decided that I was going to try it. She raved about it, so I thought, well, here we go. Let's see what happens. So we made it today, and it was a little labor intensive, but completely worth it. It's really, really good, and it feels good to know that we're pretty much having veggies and some meat, and of course cheese. You have to have cheese on a pizza.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's really good. We have some bacon, some what's it called?
Chicken sausage?
No, the bacon is it's
peppered.
It's peppered, but it's uncured. That's the word I'm looking for. So it doesn't have any nitrates in it. So Lindsay and I try to eat really healthy, and so we have some chicken sausage on here with some uncured bacon, pepper bacon, as she said, the cauliflower crust, some arugula. Yeah. It's really good. Maybe you can share the recipe on your Instagram.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so the update for, you might be seeing I'm wearing my SU. It's a day after we lost in the Final Four, but we're still pretty proud of our team, so.
Have it on. Go Orange.
Go Orange. To next year. Next year is going to be really good.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this week we dove in. We did a lot of homework. We learned more about the denim jean industry. And actually, for those of you that didn't watch last week's episode, go ahead and check that out. It's the only other episode we have on this channel or on our page. But we talked about why we started the Stronger Gene Company. And as a quick recap, there was a few issues that we found, both for guys and for girls, in trying to find a good pair of jeans. And we did some prototyping this week to kind of tackle one of those problems, which I'll tell you in just a second. But the other reason that we're finding more of is that the fit isn't universal. Right? And obviously people have very different shapes and sizes and they want different fits. And so that's a really tough issue to tackle. But we got some great feedback from the community so far that we're trying to build. But what are some of the things that people were saying about jeans and the way they fit and the things that they want in their jeans?
Yeah, a lot of you out there have the same issues with jeans that I definitely do, especially for the girls. We like them to fit, not too tight, but not loose in areas where they shouldn't necessarily be loose. And, when we sit down, we don't want there to be kind of that gape or that sagging, I guess is maybe a word, in the back. And if you don't wear a belt, we don't want to feel like our pants are falling down. At the same time,
one of them said builder's crack.
Yeah.
They don't want the builder's crack.
I mean, it's a good way to put it. It's not exactly a look that most girls are going for. So, the other thing that we kind of found is that a lot of us girls don't really like to have to keep pulling up our jeans, right? They kind of sag throughout the day, and that's a common frustration. The other thing that we found is that everybody kind of has different bodies, right? Everybody has different measurements, and so kind of finding those fits to fit those is a challenge that is becoming increasingly important to us to kind of realize, wow, this is not just me and maybe some of my friends, but it's a lot of the girls that struggle to find the perfect jean that they really, really love.
And on the guys' side, I'm in CrossFit, and a lot of the CrossFitters, not to mention people who are just in the fitness kind of community, have big quads, big thighs, big butts, muscular glutes, and fitting into jeans becomes difficult as your body transforms. And this isn't just guys either, this is girls also. But for the guys' side, we don't put the same, we honestly, we just don't put the same effort into, the jeans that we buy, or the clothes that we buy for that matter. I mean, sure, there's definitely guys out there that love fashion and, really style themselves, and even myself, like I like to look good and I like to, put myself together, but we tend not to put the same effort into trying to make sure the fit is absolutely perfect. And I've asked, all my friends out there, my guy friends, and, looked on social media, and the majority of guys, they just want a good fitting pair of jeans that's not super expensive, that they can keep around for a long period of time. And when I mentioned the fitness and the CrossFitters, the problem is our bodies are always changing, right? The quads keep getting bigger the more squats you do, and you have to constantly try to find a new pair of jeans, but a lot of them still want this kind of tailored modern look. And so I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to solve as many problems as we can in the casual denim industry, right? I mean, that's where we're starting, and fit seems to be the biggest problem, both on the guys and the girls' side. And so we're trying to reinvent the way essentially jeans are approached, the manufacturing is approached, the design is approached, and we're trying to create denim for the modern, recreational, I guess, person,
yeah.
right? Like somebody who works out regularly, they might not be an athlete, or maybe they are, somebody who's busy and they want a pair of jeans that can go through the different stages of their day with them. And, more and more people are wearing jeans to work, than they were 15, 20 years ago. So they want something that looks good, but that's also functional. And so what we've done is...
It's a big week.
Yeah, it's a big week. What we did is basically took what our favorite pair of jeans were, or one of the nice pairs of jeans that we have, and we put in what actually was the very first thing that made me think of this idea in the first place. What?
Go ahead.
So we have larger phones these days, right? And one of the biggest pains in my ass, literally sometimes, is to try to take my phone. By the way, this is the phone case because I'm filming on the phone right now. But to try to take my phone and stick it in my jean pocket and sit down without it jabbing into my hip, which it is right now.
Yeah.
Right? You can't stick it in I can't even get it out. Can't stick it in your back pocket because you're gonna break your phone. It's gonna bend and flex and break, or it's uncomfortable. It's a huge pain. So what I did is I asked Lindsay, would this be something that girls wanted? And she's like, yeah, it'd be great to have a place to, store your phone, that if you wanted to go into a restaurant or something and you didn't want to bring your purse, you just want to bring your phone and maybe your ID and some credit cards or something like that. It'd be nice.
Or especially concerts, right? Sometimes we don't always want to have to schlub our purse around with us wherever we go.
Yeah. So what we did...
I just realized we're both standing on the side that features it.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Perfect. We built in phone pockets, right?
Fun.
So all you have to do is slide your phone into your side pocket here, and it's easy access. You can grab it. You can sit down with it. You can sit on a hard surface, a soft surface.
Yeah.
It doesn't bend. It's not like you're sitting on it. It's kind of on the side. Yeah. Right? And
yeah, it's right here.
Easy access. You just lean over, whoop, pull it out. Here it is. You don't want anymore. Slide it back in. Right? Perfect little phone pocket.
And it's a nice feature when, you know, especially if you ever are hanging out with your friends or you're going out to dinner with somebody. I think it's, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, where else do we put our phones? We kind of put it on the table, right? And then it's there. And sometimes when you're trying to have kind of quality time with whoever the person is that you're with, friends, family, doesn't matter. It's so tempting when it's right there, right? We always want our phone within pretty much an arm's distance. So it's a nice thing to know, okay, my phone's still there, but it's not necessarily out, or that it, you know, we have to put it on the floor or something like that. So I think that's a big thing too.
Yeah. So this week we got step 1 done of prototyping. We took a pair of our jeans that we already have and use, put the pocket into it to try it out, to see how it feels and how it works. You know, the next stage is to try to create our own patterns and designs, and that's a whole other world we'll get into probably in the next, you know, few months worth of episodes. But yeah, we're chugging along. We're still doing a lot of figuring out of this whole thing. You know, I've started 2 businesses in my life. The first one was an internet business that failed because I didn't know what I was doing. The second one's the current company that I own, Good Monster. But this is a completely new world for me. It's a products company. You know, new world for you. That you know, your first business that you're starting. So we're learning so much.
And in the fashion world, right? It's not like any of our other work is in that realm. So not only to start a new business and to do it together, but to do it in a world where we're really kind of new and starting fresh. There's a lot of legwork to do, a lot of research to do, and it's exciting and also creates a lot of additional steps to kind of dive into, because we don't really know a lot about that, and that's part of what's exciting is kind of learning as you're going and kind of figuring it out.
Yeah. Yep. We have a lot of ideas, but ultimately, you know, we toss around these ideas, but ultimately we're going to be looking to you and our growing community to help us make these decisions of how to make it a more valuable company, right? And so before the episode, we were talking about questions. So at the end of these shows, we're going to have a question for the audience and hopefully get some feedback. And so we were talking about what questions we should ask and, you know, what information that we want. And we came up with one, and then we changed our mind, but I think we should just ask them both.
Okay.
It'll be easy enough to answer, I think. So we actually have 2 questions we're going to leave you with. The first one is really easy, and it's, what should we call this show? We don't have a name for it. You know, we don't really just want to call it like the Stronger Jean Show. I mean, we could.
Yeah.
You know, if you think. But what do you think we should call this update show? Because we plan on doing this for years. We want to do this through the whole entire process and until forever. No, I don't know. Right? We want there to be a record of what it takes to start a business, specifically as a couple, right? I mean, you know, this is a journey for anybody, any entrepreneur out there who has an idea. You know, it's hard to just start and then to go. So we want kind of this to be a roadmap that you might not do it the same way as us, but you know, this is at least going to give you some value.
And I'm sure a lot of people out there are most likely experiencing a lot of what I feel, which is it's very exciting. It's very kind of a space to create whatever it is that you want to. And yet with those, it's a lot of decision making, a lot of, you know, ideas, and then realizing that you can't start with all 16 that you have. You have to kind of figure out.
That's all you have? Just 16?
Well, no, I have more than 16, but I had to quantify it in some number. So 16 was the one that I
got it.
Yeah. So you have to kind of be very selective around which ones do you start with, which ones do you pursue, which ones do you maybe kind of say, oh, let's put that on the back burner, so maybe later, or you know what, that's not really going to work. That's not feasible. But maybe when kind of the circumstances or conditions change, maybe then we can kind of revisit it. So it's very exciting and it's very overwhelming. So I think that's also my hope and that my excitement is that this show will be something that people can relate to, whether you're starting a business on your own, whether you're starting a business with just another person that you're not in a relationship with, or somebody that really is, a big part of your life, your best friend, whether it's a significant relationship like a boyfriend or a husband or a wife, or if it's just your best friend. So I think that that's really kind of what we're hoping to do.
So question 1 is, what should we call this show? Right? Don't forget that one. And then question 2 is, we're curious as to see if anybody out there is participating in any subscription type product service out there. So some ones to name are like Blue Apron is a meal service where you can sign up and they ship you meals. They're not made already, but they come with the recipes and either frozen ingredients or ingredients that you can use to quickly make meals. Amazon has a subscription service where you can basically put things into your cart, like toilet paper and paper towels and whatever else your groceries are, and you get those shipped to your door every month. There's other clothing ones like what's the one I'm thinking of? I think it's Huckberry is a guy's version where they send you clothes, different clothes every month. 5-4 Club, that's the one I was trying to think of. 5-4 Club sends you button downs or whatever. There's girls' versions of the same type of clothing ones. I'm not sure what they are out there.
There's a FabFitFun. It's the same thing. Girls and female products of a wide range.
Mm-hmm. BarkBox is for pets. It's different pet supplies every month. So it's this box of the month type club idea. And what we're trying to do is, again, reinvent the denim jean industry and provide more value and kind of move with the way society's going, right? The whole idea is that these are jeans for the modern person. And so we're curious to see what of the month clubs out there you guys participate in, what ones you love, why you love them, what do you get that's kind of on auto ship every month? Because we're looking at, is there a way that we can do this with jeans, right? Is there a way that we can ship these out, once a quarter, every 3 months, and developing different ways to really, just make this an easier process to get and wear fantastic jeans. So those 2 questions, what should we call the show, and what subscription products are you a member of out there?
Yeah. Last but not least, we want to thank you all so much for all of your feedback and your support. We are so excited that you really are kind of jumping on board with us to follow where we're going and join this journey with us. I'm super grateful, and I know that we're really excited to have you along with us.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.